MSNBC is up for sale. And I'm just wondering if this has anything to do with it. You see, one of their hosts, commentators, anchors, whatever you want to call them, a guy named Reverend Al Sharpton, who's sort of legendary, I think, for being Al Sharpton, which is not a good thing, right? Didn't he have some big tax scandal way back when? Anyway, he's had a few scandals along the way. And one of the latest and greatest happens to be that his organization was paid $250,000 and then another $250,000 by Kamala's campaign just days before he did this little interview with her. And MSNBC now is trying to react to it all. We'll get to that in a second. But keep in mind, he got paid 500 smackaroos. His organization did just before doing this little number.
Do you think some of the resistance of some men, black and white, is misogynist? And are you proud to see that most Americans, even being polled, have no problem supporting a woman at all? And I'm one that lived from Shirley to Kamala in terms of these campaigns.
And I have an emotional reaction to you raising the point of Shirley Chisholm, because it is on her broad shoulders that I stand, and so many of us stand. And we have come a long way, to your point, and on your specific point about including the fact that I have the support of countless black men who are in elected positions, including just this afternoon and 2 church visits today with the mayor of Atlanta. That being said, I think that you are absolutely right, that there is this narrative about what kind of support we are receiving from black men. That it's just
I'm sorry, I just can't. We dodged a bullet, America. We dodged a bullet. Thank goodness. We have a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. Thank goodness she's not the president. But think of these news organizations running this thing. Look at the little bug in the left-hand corner. I want to show it to you again. It says what? MSNBC exclusive.
Do you think some of the resistance of some men, black and white, is misogynist? And are you proud?
Okay, so they had their little exclusive that somebody paid him $500,000 for? MSNBC's probably mad they weren't getting a cut. They're like, hey, don't we get anything? It's our airtime after all. We do employ you, Rev Sharpton, after all. What's crazy is now they're making this quote-unquote shock admission about the $500K. They went totally radio silent. Nobody at MSNBC, none of the PR people would talk about this. And now it's come forward. I mean, it's been a few days. It's been a while since this was all discovered. Because you see, now all the filings have come out and people are going through them and they're learning, a couple million here, a couple million there, $100,000 just to redo the Call Me Daddy set because she didn't want to go to the actual studio. And it turns out there were 2 numbers, 250 times 2, given to Al Sharpton's nonprofit organization right before this little softball interview that happened the week of October 20th. So that's a little sketchy, don't you think? If I'm MSNBC, I fire him now. I fire him because you know what? Unless they just assume that everybody assumes they're so freaking corrupt that it doesn't even matter. Maybe we just assume it's Al Sharpton, so of course he's on the take somewhere, somehow, some way. This is gross. They need to sever the cord. Now, granted, they're getting rid of the whole network, right? The whole kit and caboodle is going bye-bye because of people like this. I'm just wondering how many more are there? Was Joy Reid making money? Were Joe and Mika making money? I think they probably were in sort of intangible ways, maybe lobbying organizations, hiring them to come and speak. I've done a lot of speaking in my career, but you know what? It always said not to do it for lobbying organizations. In other words, I couldn't be out there lobbying on behalf of an organization and get paid for that and then somehow, sneak it in the back door, put them on the air. And my concern is that's actually what was going down. So Al Sharpton's in a little bit of trouble. You know what? MSNBC's in a whole lot of trouble. And this is partly why they're spitting that network out as soon as they can. They want done. They want to be over with it. They don't want to have the Joy Reids and the Al Sharptons, certainly the Al Sharptons, pulling that right about now.